I want to do a quick message just on living life according to the weekly pattern of creation. You know, it's amazing, we've inherited the Gregorian calendar and the Julian calendar, and even the names of the days of the week. So like Sunday stands for the day of the sun, solar, Helios. Monday, moon day. Lunar, Tuesday, represents Mars. Wednesday, Mercury, which is actually Hermes. Thursday, Thor's day, Zeus, representing Jupiter. And Friday, Venus, Aphrodite's. And Saturday represents Kronos and Saturn day. But you know, it's amazing that if we go back to Genesis and we take the 7 days of creation, what we see is the very first day of the week and the very last day. And God blesses the last day. So He blessed the last day according to the biblical pattern over 6,000 years ago. And if there was a blessing put on that day 6,000 years ago, that means there's still a blessing on that day today. So, you know, as believers, even though we're in the world, we shouldn't be of the world. We shouldn't even live according to the weekly pattern of the worldly system and the Gregorian calendar. So I like to live my week according to the weekly pattern of creation. So if you take a look at, say, Sunday. Sunday can be categorized as the day when light is separated from darkness. And God said it is good. And you can experience that in your life. You can experience that. Like go to church on Sunday, or even just get into your word. There's a special grace on Sunday where there's a separation from light, from darkness. So it's actually not Helios Day. It's not the day of the heliocentric model or the day of sun worship. It is actually a day where light is separated from darkness. And I encourage you to experience that. Day 2 is, according to the Gregorian calendar, Monday. But according to the pattern in Genesis, it is actually the day the Lord separated the waters above from the waters beneath. And He put a firmament in the midst of the waters. And He called the firmament heaven. I don't know if you've noticed, Mondays have got a very strange feeling. In my experience, and according to Scripture, it's the only day God doesn't say it's good. He says it's good on the first day, on the third day, the fourth day, the fifth day, the sixth day. And then He says it is very good. But why is Monday, the second day, such a controversial day? You know, it's because it represents heaven. And even today there's a huge dispute about heaven and God sitting on the circle of the earth. Do you know what drove the religious people the craziest? When Stephen looked up and he said, I see heaven opened, and the Son of Man, the Son of God, standing at the right hand of the Father. When it comes to the firmament and God sitting on the circle of the earth, there's still huge controversy these days. But Monday should be a day of war, and Monday should be a day of separating of the waters, and Monday should be a day of acknowledging heaven and the throne in heaven. Day 3 is actually the day the dry land comes up out of the water. And it's the same day Jesus came out of the cave. On the third day, he came out. On the third day, the dry land appears. Jonah was even in the big fish for the same amount of time. So by like Wednesday, I'm just using that just to make sense of what I'm saying, but by the third day, you can actually experience like resurrection. It can be like resurrection day, dry land day. And then the fourth day, this is extraordinary. God puts the sun, the moon and the stars in the firmament. Luminary day. The fifth day, he creates the birds that fly in the open expanse of the air and the fish of the sea. It's a day that's teeming with life. And we can also experience that life on the fifth day and on the sixth day. That's actually today. That's why I'm making this. On the sixth day, God creates man in his own image and breathes into his nostrils the breath of life. God is looking for men and women who will return to their original mandate, and they will have dominion over the earth. And then God, by sunset tonight, you can experience, just as the sun's going down tonight, just feel with your spirit, and you can feel a great blessing, and you can feel God say, it is very good. And you can enter into his rest. And you know, our rest isn't even subject just to a specific day. Our rest is to enter into Christ because of our faith and our belief. And you know, these things that are contrary to God's creation, separating light from darkness, in conflict, you've got sun worship and Helios. Regarding the firmament and heaven on the second day, you got Luna, the moon day. Regarding dry land, on the third day, in contrast, you've got Mars. You've got the false god of war. In contrast to the lights in the firmament, you've got Hermes, who is the biggest false prophet regarding a deceptive model of cosmology. On the fifth day, when there's the birds and the fish, there you've got Zeus. And on the sixth day, when God creates man, in contrast, you've got Aphrodites and Venus. And as we enter into sunset tonight, in contrast, you've actually got Kronos and Saturn. So I encourage all of those who love the Lord, even though you're in the world, don't be of the world. You don't have to live according to the pattern of this world, but you can be transformed by the renewing of your mind. And as sun sets tonight, enter into his rest and enjoy a deep day of rest tomorrow. As sun sets on Saturday night, enter into a phase of light being separated from darkness. Even within your own being, let light be separated from darkness, and so to the Spirit. God will not be mocked. If we sow to the flesh, we'll reap of the flesh, and that's in all of our experience. But let there be a separation from light and darkness. As we enter into the next day, experience heaven And God is not far. He's close. Stephen saw him. And when Jesus rose from the dead, he's closer than you think. And he's going to be returning. The heavens will be rolled up like a scroll and every eye will see him. And then on the third day, you can experience resurrection, dry land. On the fourth day, you can experience growth on the dry land. On the fifth day, you can have an increase of spiritual experience. You can increase and you can experience a higher life, culminating on the sixth day, where a full-grown man is on the earth and he has dominion, and then he enters into rest again. And you can just start to live your life according to this pattern, this ebb and flow, just this pattern of being and living according to the original model of God's creation. Be blessed.